So Navajo tradition and language is not really about just the storytelling, but creation itself. What we create in the world, we create by what we say.
I'll stop rambling and let's bring Nat Pulley up here. Welcome, Lara.
When a word is said over and over and over again, if we were to say joyful over and over and over again, we may think that it has an effect where we feel better, and maybe we take that feeling out into the world and change things that way. But for Navajo, it would also mean hojon, like balance or order, some kind of beauty. You know, saying that over and over again isn't just about influencing beauty by sharing with another person. It could also mean like the actual body could be healed, right? Like that somebody could have a disease that could then begin to heal from it. So it's very literal. It's happening on a cellular level, not just kind of like a mental or like the level of like having a good attitude or something like that.
He said things that typically slide along the sidewalks and back rooms of a town. He said them with a smile and no regret. He was all mask face. Masks on masks.
I think one of the things that I hear a lot too from people is that it's not just about reading them, but about listening to them too. And that seems very like clearly to me a Navajo kind of thing. It becomes its own thing when it's spoken, right? Like there's something that kind of changes when words are said in the world. One of the reasons that I like to read the first story and the last story of this collection is the kind of beginning and ending feel to it, to keep it in its space almost, so that any damage that happens from reading is contained, you know, because I think there's a lot of dark things said and, you know, dead bodies and danger and trauma that's released in reading these stories aloud. But I also would hope that some of the stories always share a little bit of healing in them too, right? That no matter the kind of danger or trauma that the characters experience, that there's something kind of beautiful happening somewhere in it, I would hope.
And the woman would tell the story as if she had heard it from whatever soul brought in the fish to the pawn shop, but also as if she had heard it from long before, as if she was born with this story, and only upon seeing the great fish for the first time did the words come to being.
I'm very suspicious of happy endings and very suspicious of endings that come together really clearly, you know. And I think of things like commercials and the kind of commercials that have stories to them where it's like, oh, you know, this shirt was damaged and now we're going to fix it, and now it's fixed, and now the characters are outside in the open with their clean shirt, and it's like 30 seconds, right? We know stories so well that we can watch something in 30 seconds and have the beginning and the middle at the end of it. And I kind of want to take that apart a bit and really put some pressure on it so that it's not such a quick thing, because I think those kinds of stories are really troubling to people. Because it means that we add a story to everything we do in such a way that we're looking for that narrative arc. So I go to college for 4 years, I get my degree, I did this thing beginning, middle, end, now I'm done, and I'm supposed to feel a certain way and go do a certain thing, right? And yeah, you know, should feel proud of that journey and also go find a job, but it doesn't mean that all of the stories ended in those 4 years, right? It doesn't even mean that like any of them are near an ending. Something could be starting still from that time. But if we go through life kind of thinking of ending our stories all the time, then we're never really living, because we're just kind of looking for ways for the story to end, right? So I really like the idea of taking away that pressure and to imagine endings as asking more questions, right? As moments where things are maybe a little bit more fraught, but something is kind of surfacing.
Until pulled to the mouth again, this once name, a spiked harrow with teeth.